Hello everyone, I am Karishma, speaker for today's session. Today, we are going to learn about Introduction of Human Resource Development. In this lecture, we are covering these 5 points. What is human resource? Management of human resource, development strategies to utilize manpower, development history of human resource strategy as a business strategy. So, first point, what is human resource? First, we have to see what is human. In simple words, we consider human as a people. What kind of people? People who work for the organization or a company. And what is resource? It means stock or something you need like land, material, money, etc. So, the HR means group of people or manpower who works as a resource to achieve some goals linked to the organization as well as their life. Human resource management comprise the formal systems designed to manage people in an organization. Human resource strategy and planning identifies and manages current and future needs to achieve organizational goals. A narrow concept is human capital. Yes, it is equally as important as financial capital. The overall purpose of human resource is to ensure that organization is able to achieve success through people. Management of human resource. All type of manpower work together to achieve one organizational goal, but are coming through different life experiences, skill sets, abilities, attitudes, mentalities, different family background, own ethics. So, human resource management involves developing and administrating programs that are designed to increase the effectiveness of an organization or business. It includes the entire spectrum of creating, managing, and cultivating the employer-employee relationship. Human Resource Management Department is responsible for many activities like job recruitment, selection, training and development, performance appraisal, compensation and benefit, and company policy, and so on. Human resource management is the management of human resources. It is designed to maximize employee performance in service of an employee to teach it objectives. So, HR is basically concerned with the management of people within organization, focusing on policies and on systems. HR departments are responsible for overseeing employee benefits, design employee recruitment, training and development, then performance appraisal and rewarding. HR is also concerned itself with organizational change and industrial relations. That is the balancing of organizational practice with requirements arising from collective bargaining and from governmental laws. Human resource is a product of the human relation movement of the early 20th century, when researchers began documenting ways of creating business value through the strategic management of the workforce. It was initially dominated by transactional work such as payroll and the benefits administration, but due to globalization, company consolidation and technological advances and further research, HR focuses on strategic initiatives like merger and acquisition, talent management, succession planning, industrial and labor relations, and human resource is a business field focused on maximizing employee productivity. So, HR professionals manage the human capital of an organization and focus on implementing policies and processes. They can be specialists focusing in on recruiting, training employee relations or benefit recruiting specialists are in the change of finding and hiring top talent, and training and development professionals ensure that employees are trained in continuous development. This is done through training programs, performance evaluation, and reward programs. So, employee relations deal with concern of employees when policies are broken, such as harassment or discrimination someone in benefits, develop compensation structure, then employee leave programs, discounts and other benefits that employee can get. On the other hand side of the field, our HR generalist or business partner, these HR professionals could work in all areas or be labor relations representative working with unionized people like unionized employees, employee unions like trade unions, etc. In startup companies, trained professionals may perform HR duties, and in large companies, an entire functional group is typically dedicated to the discipline, with staff specializing in various HR tasks and functions. Leadership engaging in strategic decision making across the business to train practitioners for the profession. Institutions of higher education and professional associations and companies themselves have established programs of study dedicated explicitly to the duties of the function. So, HR is also field of research study that is popular within the field of management and industrial or organizational psychology, with research articles appearing in a number of academic journals. So, businesses are moving globally and forming more diverse teams. It is the role of HR to make sure that these teams can function and people are able to communicate cross-culturally and cross boundaries due to changes in business, current topics, and human resource, our diversity and inclusion, as well as using technology to advance employee engagement. In the current global work environment, um, most companies focus on lowering employee turnover and on recruiting the talent and knowledge held by their workforce. New hiring not only entitles a higher cost but also increases the risk of newcomers not being able to replace the person who worked in a position before. HR departments strive to offer benefits that will appeal to workers, thus reducing the risk of losing corporate knowledge. So, next slide is about development of strategies to utilize manpower. So, the basic objective of development strategy is to complete any task. One should develop a strategy or a standard process. HR strategists are working as a mediator between plan activity and productivity. One of the most valuable resources that you have as a business owner is your employee. When you hire employees, they are rarely fully developed as a worker. Over the course of time, it's up to HR department to develop your employees. The area of manpower department or human resource department deals with improving your employees over the long term. If you can help your employees grow, it may also help your business become more profitable overall. So, first of all, they have a look at the big picture in relation to your business, determine how your employees fit into the overall plan for your company. Figure out which areas of your business need the most talented people. Um, Set up a strategy to help individuals develop to fill those roles. For that, you have to evaluate employee performances and identify their needs to improve on. Then, train new employees as they are hired. Employees tend to struggle when they don't know exactly what they are supposed to do. As newcomers also felt the same. If you take the time to train them, either through a seminar, class, or other methods, it can improve the quality of their work. Focus on getting new employees integrated into the system and working independently within a short period of time. So it is required to train them after joining. Then identify employees who have the best choice to move on, because not every employee you hire will end up in a management role. Once you identify the right employee, you can begin grooming them for other roles in the company. Look for qualities such as leadership, integrity, self-discipline, and other desires to excel. It is required to look at past, past work history to make sure that the employees know how to do their job and that they follow through with their work. Then encourage managers to develop their employees. It is up to each manager to ensure that employees develop at the appropriate rate. This may include regular performance evaluation, meetings, or training sessions. Other focus on continuing education for your employees. This may include sending your employees to seminars or offering tuition or tuition reimbursement. If you put on emphasis on helping your employees develop, they will most likely be more loyal towards the company and you will be able to retain them more easily. So, moving towards next slide, that is history of human resources. It is not a history, it's a development. So, departmental upgradation is like personnel department, administration and personnel department, human resource management department, human resource development department, human resource as a business partner. We'll see one by one. First one, personnel department. It is responsible for hiring, training, placing employees, and for setting policies for personnel management. It is one older term that is falling into disuse in modern organizations. So there is a difference between personnel department and human resource management. So let's see the difference. Personnel management is more administrative in nature, dealing with payroll, complying with employment law, and handling related tasks. While HR is the other hand in responsible for managing a workforce as one of the primary resource that contributes to the success of an organization. Human resources described as much broader in scope than personnel management. Human resource is said to inco- uh, incorporate and develop personnel management tasks while seeking to create and develop teams of workers for the benefit of the organization. A primary goal of human resource is to enable employees to work to maximum level of efficiency. On the other hand side, personnel management can include administrative tasks that are both traditional and routine. It can be described as reactive and providing a response to demand and concern as they are presented. While by contrast, human resource management involves ongoing strategies to manage and develop an organization's workforce. It is proactive as it involves the continuous development of functions and policies for the purpose of improving a company's workforce. Personnel management deals with careful description of written contracts, where human resource management aims to go beyond contracts. Personnel management is often considered as an independent function of an organization. Human resource management, on the other hand side, tend to be an integral part of overall capacity function. Personnel management are rule dominated, while human resource management are culture and value dominated. Speed of decision is very slow in personnel management, while it is fast in case of human resource management. Personnel management requires negotiation skills, while human resource management requires facilitation skills. In personnel management, training and development are controlled and limited, while in human resource management, it is always improving learning. Personnel management is typically the role of responsibility of an organization's personnel department, while in HR or all of an all of an organization's managers are after involved in some manner and a chief goal may be to have managers of various departments and develop the skills necessary to handle personnel tasks. Personnel management requires direct communication, while human resource management requires direct and indirect communication, probably the indirect communication. So, in personnel management, labor is treated as a tool which is expendable and replicable, while human resource management people are treated as an asset to be used for the benefit of organization, its employees, and the society at large too. Personnel management focus on division of labor, while human resource management focus on teamwork. As far as conflict handling is concerned, personnel management brings temporary solutions, while human resource management manage climate, culture, and everlasting solutions. Personnel management is collective bargaining contracts, while human resource management is an individual contract. In the personnel management, fixed grades of pay are to be given, while in human resource management, performance-related pay are to be given. Job categories and grades are many in personnel management, while it is few in human resource management. Personnel management role is transactional, where human resource management role is transformational leadership. As far as motivators are concerned, personnel management typically seeks to motivate employees with things such as compensation, bonuses, rewards, and the simplification of work responsibility. From the personnel management point of view, employee satisfaction provides the motivation necessary to improve job performance. Human resource management holds that improved performance leads to employee satisfaction with HR work groups, effective strategies for meeting challenges, and job creativity are seen as primary motivators. Personnel management deals with labor management, while human resource management deals with labor as well as customers. Personnel management guide to procedures, while human resource management guide to business needs. In case of personnel management, managerial tasks and labor tasks are monitoring, while in case of human resource management, managerial tasks and labor tasks are nurturing. Perception of conflict in institutionalizing in personnel management, while it is pathological in human resource management. So there is a huge difference between personnel management and human resource management. Uh, we have already seen. So next point is administration and personnel department. This is concerned with the engagement and effective utilization of manpower to obtain optimum efficiency of human resources. A personnel administration specializes in a professional who provides support and administrative services to the personnel division. These professionals are also preferred to as a human resources assistant or specialist. A personnel administrative specialist provides support to the staff of the personnel department by ensuring the department accomplishes assigned responsibilities on daily basis. This can include coordinating events, arranging meetings, travel plans, creating presentations and reports, etc., along with supporting other members of the personnel department. These professionals prepare and maintain all related documentation and employee files for an organization. This includes confidential data, employment contracts, performance reviews, and compensation information. These employees assist the staff by handling some employees uh, relation uh, relation functions like orientation, enrolling enrolling employees in company programs, counseling, resolve doubts about compensation and benefits, etc. So next, human resource management department. As we have already seen about human resource management, let's have a short look for the same. Human resource management is the strategic approach to effective management of people in a company or organization such that they help their business gain a competitive advantage. So, HRM plays an important role for recruiting, selecting, conducting employees, providing orientation, imparting training and development, appraising the performance of employees, uh, deciding compensation and benefit, motivating employees, managing proper relations with employees and their trade unions, ensuring safety, welfare, healthy measures to compliance with labor laws, and so on. So, we have already seen personnel department and human resource management uh, difference among them. So, both is different. Some some people consider human resource management is same as personal management, but we we have seen the difference between them. So next point is human resource development department. So, human resource development is the framework for helping employees develop their skills, knowledge, and abilities, which is turn improve and uh, organization's effectiveness. So, human resource development is a process, not merely a set of mechanisms and techniques. The mechanisms and techniques such as performance appraisal, counseling, training and organization development, interventions are used to initiate, facilitate and promote. This process is a continuous way because the process has no limit. The mechanism may need to be examined periodically to see whether they are promoting or uh, finding the process uh, finding the process. Organizations can facilitate this process of development by planning for it, by allocating organizational resources for the purpose, and the exemplifying an human resource development philosophy that values human beings and promote their department. So here is again human resource management and human resource development are both different things. So let's have a look towards their difference. Human resource management mainly maintenance oriented. Human resource development create, is a development oriented. Human resource management uh, organization structure is increase of human resource management is the independent. So it is basically independent structure, and human resource development creates a structure which is interdependent and interlinked. Uh, Human resource management mainly improves the efficiency of employees, and human resource development, it aims at the development of employees as well as organization as a whole. Human resource management motivates the employees by giving them monetary incentives or rewards. Human resource development stresses on motivating employees by satisfying higher order needs. So, moving towards next slide, objectives of human resource. So, there are four basic objectives. First one is societal objectives. Societal objectives are to ensure that the organization becomes socially responsible to the needs and challenges of the society while minimizing the negative impact of such demands upon the organization. Organizational objective, it uh, recognizes the role of human resource management in bringing about organizational effectiveness. It makes sure that human resource management is not a standalone department, but rather meant to assist the organization with its primary objective, functional objective. It is to uh, maintain the department's contribution at other level, other appropriate to the organization needs. HR are to be adjusted to suit the organization's department. The department's value should not become too expensive at the cost of organization itself. Personnel objectives. It is to assist employees in achieving their personal goals, at least as far as these goals enhance the individual's contribution to the organization. Personal objectives of employees must be met if they are to be maintained, retained, and motivated. Otherwise, employee performance and satisfaction may decline, giving rise to employee turnover. So, next slide, next point, HR strategies as a business strategy. A strategy is an articulated plan that enables an organization to make optimum use of its people, resources, and its investments in order to achieve its goals and objectives. Understand the goals and objectives of the business and make them your own. Identify how people must contribute to organization growth and success. So, HR business partner is basically known as HR generalist. So, HR business partner is an experienced human resource professional who works directly with an organization's senior leadership to develop and direct an HR agenda that closely supports organizational goals. Rather than working primarily as a part of the internal human resource development, the HR business partner works closely with senior leadership like board of directors, CEO, MD, etc. Placing a HR professional is Close contact with executive leadership makes HR a part of the organizational strategy. The role of the human resource business partner is to make sure HR policy and procedure throughout the organization fit the needs, goals, and aim of the organization and its top leadership. The person in this position determines and steers the objectives of the human resource development of the organization, focusing more on developing strategy rather than implementing policy. The HR business partner ensure that HR strategy fits into organization's overall business strategy. The business partner and uh, model for HR is becoming more and more popular among the business organizations. So, strategic planning is the process of determining the organization's long-term objectives and establishing the goals necessary to achieve them. The process involves an in-depth analysis of current and anticipated conditions that may affect the organization's ability to achieve its mission. A business strategy is a future-oriented plan for creating and maximizing competitive advantage to accomplish the organization's mission. To successfully execute the strategy, each function within the business needs to align its departmental strategy with the overall business strategy. However, it is easy for functional and departmental leaders to slip into a narrow silo perspective of their strategy. After all, each function has a distinct area of responsibility. Finance and uh, accounting, sales and marketing, operations, human resource, information technology, and production. But aligning individual department strategies with the overall business strategy helps the business plan to be executed efficiently. As we have seen, the personal administrative function of the human resource has become outdated in the past 20 years. Today, human resource departments have more defined and strategic roles in organizations, and an HR strategy affects the bottom line. One of the challenges for the HR leader is convincing executive leadership teams that human capital is one of the most important resources in which the company can invest. This return on investment is an essential part of the argument for including HR as a part of an overall business strategy. In an ideal world, there is not a line drawn in the sand between the human resource strategy and business strategy. A successful business owner realizes the strong connection between the two. Developing human capital is important to the longevity and success of business. In the past, personal administration was merely the processing of payroll, benefits, and applications. Human resource strategy today involves executive leadership terms conferring with human resource experts to develop complementary goals. for human resources and the overall business. The recruitment and selection process of human resource department is paramount in building a productive workforce. Developing a human resource strategy for recruiting and selecting the best employees affects your organization's bottom line. Maintaining workforce where employees enjoy high level of job satisfaction and job security translates, translates into workforce that helps achieve business goals. According to the HR experts, human capital or human resource is your most valuable resource, and this is the reason human resource considered as a backbone of the company. So let's see today's HR trends. Of course, there are many trends that are long-term trends that are every year, like personalization, then technology as a driving force, employee experience, etc. So we are focusing on few HR trends in today's scenario. Let's see some points. First one is holistic HR. Of course, you could say it's a big term. Holistic. What exactly do you mean? But I mean that HR should approach issues from different angles. HR should be connected to different parts of the organization. Human resource should be technological savvy and human centric. HR should, of course, be focused on senior management, but at the same time, HR should be very present in the all wings of the organization and close to the employees. So, holistic HR enter from different angles, connected different parts, and be there for the organization and be there for society as well. So, next point is less focus on process improvement. There are many presentations of HR professionals and experts. Many of them were focused on process or improvement. How did we improve talent management? How did we improve succession management? How did we improve performance management? And then we see fantastic PowerPoint presentations with all kind of steps. But we also see that all this focus on improving processes. And often it's improving old processes and giving them a little twist. But all this focus has not led to more happy management and employees. In some organizations, we can see actions called HR give me my time back. HR which gives you money, you invest in systems, you redesign new processes, and you promise us that our life would be better, and it's not. So instead of us having to spend more time on your processes, give us our time back. So this year there is less focus on process improvement and focus on those issues that are really important. Next point is be kind. You could say, well, that's an open door. Of course, be kind. But when you look in the HR domain, there have been years that the slogan was more let's be tough and be kind. The both concepts are contradictory, really opposite kind of concepts. But there is a company called Molly and they had be kind as one of their fundamentals of the human resource process. And even it sounds very simple, but if that is your guiding principle, hey, let's be kind, then a lot of issues disappear. You don't need a lot of rules and regulations. If your starting point is let's be kind, the world looks uh, the world looks a lot brighter. So let's be kind in 2020. Fourth point, more appreciation of complexity. We, as a human being, but also as HR professionals and managers in organization, have a tendency to simplify things. That's what we like. We say, for example, turnover is high. What can we do? What is the measures uh, that will decrease staff turnover? Engagement. We need to increase engagement. What kind of engagement? That is the employee engagement. We have already seen what are the main drivers of engagement. But unfortunately, human behavior is not so simple to explain and also not so simple to influence. We need to have more appreciation and for complexity, and luckily with all the help of people analytics. So more appreciation of complexity. Next point is adaptive systems. What we still see is that process, and I mentioned process improvement as a design in a way that is more or less one size fits all. With the technology of today, we can make the systems a lot more adaptive, and we see some first signs. For example, if you do a big file questionnaire, in the past you had to fill in 100 questions. Today, you can go to an adaptive survey, visually visually supported, and survey kind of senses and calculates what number of enters is enough. So, if after 10 answers, they already have a good indication of your big five personality profile. They just ask 10 questions and or 15 questions instead of using 100. A lot more pleasant for the people who fill in the questionnaire. Also, performance management systems, they could be a lot more adaptive. Instead of saying, everybody, this is the way you need to do it. Some people, for example, in organization, are very obedient. You just have to give them one signal and they will do what you ask. Other people are less obedient or less experienced. and they are helped by more guidance in the process. So it's really a descriptive topic. How can we make our systems more adaptive and thus more client friendly? Sixth point is from people analytics to analytics for the people. Many people analytics initiatives are still very organizational focused. We want something as an organization. We are going to measure and see what we can do. A key question is what are the benefits for the people? What are the benefits for the employees? Often a lot of data is gathered and it's not even available for the employees. Sometimes when employees leave an organization, the question is, can they take their data that has been gathered at the past years? So think about that and look at this trend from people analytics to analytics for the people. 7 point. It's about learning in the flow of work. This has been on the list a couple of years, but hopefully this year this trend will really slow. It's about how can we help people in their work while they are working to become better. First, we need to observe them in their work, and secondly, we then have to be able to feed them micro-learning solutions that can be help them at the moment when they really need it. There is usual and popular example of the hospital nurse. Hospital nurse on her way to assist in an operation. She does a little test on the key elements of the operation. If you pass the test, goodbye, good luck. But if your answers are not totally right, then you get a little video on the essentials of that operation. Learning is the flow of work, and with your imagination, you can see a lot of opportunities in this area. Next point is a tougher approach to diversity and equal opportunity. Let's talk about the Netherlands situation. For years and years, they are trying to increase the number of women at senior positions, and it's increasing, but very slowly. Whereas in India, the growth rate for the same is comparatively fast. We can see many women are leading senior positions of their company. If we look at research showing the differences in salaries between men and women in some countries like Netherlands, there is still a considerable gap. 2020 is the year for together measures. Some companies dare to take them already, equalizing the pay for men and women, and really taking their firm stance on quota. But as per the Indian laws, we are already bounded to pay equal salary to men and women working on same position. But we need more women, but also people of color and more diverse teams at the top of organizations. This is years to really power up on diversity and more inclusion. Ninth point is about inclusive leadership. We still see the expectations of leaders in organizations are probably too high. We can see in so many meetings and many gatherings, and then people still say change needs to start at the top. What do your leaders think? So we also, as an employee, make ourselves too much dependent on our leaders, and leaders can help here also to make the leadership more inclusive. It's not about leadership from the top, but it's about leadership of everybody. How can we make leadership a shared responsibility in the organization? 10th point is about increased focus on productivity. What we still hear from couple of years is that we can't find the people. We need more capacity. But there is a war for talent. Well, you know, if there was a war for talent, we would see more focus on productivity. The potential for many people in organization is not fully utilized. There are still a lot of opportunities. So with more focus on using potential and productivity, we need to hire less people. Maybe we will learn a bit more money as well. So let's focus on productivity in this year, but also beyond. Next point is about blockchain breakthrough. Blockchain is Blockchain is a different kind of concept, but there are a lot of opportunities to use blockchain in the HR domain. And we see the first organizations experimenting with it. So I urge you, have a look at the opportunities with blockchain, and you can learn a lot more about it from other expert persons, sources, and articles. Next point is about corporate and employee activism. Many people in organization and HR are very inwardly focused. The boards of organizations still seem to be very tough. The expectation of our employees, but also of other people, is that organization contribute to society, that they are not only focused on their own benefits, but also help to make our world and society better. And we have a lot of opportunities there. Also, as HR, can we use our talent not only to help inside, but maybe also to help outside. So activism from the employees, but of course it helps if the top people in the organization also are activists a little bit. Then we can help our organization and we can help society. There are so many issues where we can contribute. Career opportunities in human resource field. So there are main 5 points we have categorized uh, for this. First one is corporate job. Corporate job, like we have uh, uh, seen, like human resource generalist who works as a business partner, then HR recruiter, HR specialist, compensation manager, training and development manager, and so on. Then next one is teaching profession. In this field, many colleges like management colleges and uh, training institutes are hiring HR professionals for their students or candidates to get best, uh, best and valuable professional knowledge and experiences. Then next one is own firm. HR as an entrepreneur who can establish his own firm or consultancy for recruiting or for payroll activities. There are many more options which takes on the role of an outsourced HR department for a company. Launching a successful HR company can be a golden ticket in terms of career choices. Next one is personal practice. Personal practice, that is work as a freelancer or work is based on a project or a specific duration with no boundaries to do work with. Like person can work with multiple companies at the same time. That can be a headhunting, recruiting, training, payroll, or setting up company policies, etc. Last one is trainer. Training helps employees to improve their skills, sets, and careers. They do this by training employees in specially held classes, workshops, conferences, and other kinds of gatherings. So either person can join in company or can work as a third party for a training purpose. Many companies are hired trainer or tied with trainer. So there are many opportunities in today's world for